Tony will be here for part dose as we went forever talking about AEW because there actually was some good stuff to talk about in AEW. I mean, there really was. Through all the shit, there were really big glimmers of that's really good shit. That's good shit. Thank you, Vince. I can't do it. That's what we need Justin for, but well, he tries harder than I do with voices. I hate my voice, but
okay. And he's enjoying himself at a WWE live show tonight with the kids. Hershey.
Yes, he is, bastard. Don't worry, I'm still trying to go to Vengeance Day. I just got money from my neighbor that he owed me, so I might. If anyone wants to send me money that's listening to this, I'd love to go to Vengeance Day. I have the money for the tickets, and I almost have all the money for a hotel. But if anyone would like to help out, actually, I'd like to start a whole program. So comment on this if you're listening. Find YouTube, find Facebook. I don't care. I really wish that I could start a thing like you see all the GoFundMes, except to get 1 million, like just a metric ton of money going into it. And then hear me out. Buy a whole like row of tickets or giant for just veterans and their families to get to go and enjoy it, and they don't have to pay for anything, so they could just go.
That would be great.
That's my dream. What will it happen? Probably not. But would I like to take care of everyone else? Yes, I would. But getting into that, I know your list has NXT and the Machine. Like I literally wrote Machine on mine. They don't even write to be spoken of, even though they're right there. Cocksucker. I mean, I could write a lot of things, but there's a lot to talk about that's happened this year, especially since, Vince left. Thank God for NXT and all that. The machine, Raw and SmackDown, like they've had their moments where it's been good, and then they've had some where we're going, you sure he's not back there? Because it sucked, but there's been a lot of good stuff that's happened. Here's their awards. I don't know what you want to call it. The ski awards. I don't know. Thanks for not sucking awards. I don't know.
Yeah, that's better. Thanks for not sucking awards.
The holy you didn't suck awards. There you go. Should put that on a t-shirt. But I have mine broken down between NXT and the Machine. I know he has his all together. It's easy because the lists are literally the same thing up and down between the two. So we can, he put his together. I didn't because I had nothing better to do with my life. But I want to start out male performer. I'm going to put out NXT, obviously Braun easily, just with everyone he's worked with from, between Dolph, all the way up the list. He deserved it compared to literally everyone else in the roster because you see people and then you don't see them. It's kind of like AEW anymore in NXT. And then KO's on my list. Sammy's on my list. The Usos, even though they're a team, but they've been there having matches all across the board the whole time while Roman's sitting on his ass in the island of relevancy, as he likes to call it. But you're the island of irrelevancy because no one fucking sees you. Pardon my French people, but how many times can we not see? We're seeing Ronda Rousey more than him. WWE, people running things. Please switch that. Wait, how about we see Ronda every 2 or 3 months? We see Roman every week. It's not like he's actually doing it. He flies in, he says, acknowledge me, and he fucking leaves. How hard is it for him to show up to do that? If he doesn't want to do it, I'll pay for the flight to go places. Acknowledge me and walk away. It's not that fucking hard. So he's not on my list, but Gunther's on my list. Sheamus is on my list. Seth is on my list. And Cody, even in the little bit of time he had, holy fuck, his list with what he had was still better than 95% of the male roster. Here we go. You're still here? Like Shelton Benjamin, I don't know. OC, there's a lot of people where you go, why are you here? You're still here. There we go.
I added Austin Theory in there.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
As much as his character annoyed me with the selfie stick, just because, I've seen Tyler Breeze do that and he did it better.
Hey, but guess what? I agree with Bailey on that. We already saw someone do that. And he did it 1,000 times better.
Exactly.
1,000.
I did put Roman as mine, and I actually put Roman as my male performer of the year.
I loved everything he did. He didn't miss. Anytime we saw him.
Exactly.
He didn't miss.
I know it's on a part-time level, and I get that.
I get part-time like live events, but holy fuck, show up on TV more than once every 3 months.
Yeah, I get that.
Pardon my French, everybody. I'm sorry, but Jesus,
even skipped like half the premium live events.
I mean, holy shit, we had tribute to the troops. Oh, I'm going to get started now. And who the fuck was on it that mattered? LA Knight got squashed. The women's match was pathetic. And the main event, everyone was in it, but who cared? Like, we had our moment to show our gratitude to the troops. And you gave us a shit sandwich. I know, I'm sorry, everybody already complained about it. You couldn't even get him to show up to go, what? Acknowledge me. What? And walk out.
Because he could, that would have been great too.
It's not like he's busy doing movies or anything, but he's literally sitting on his dick at home working out. That's all he's doing.
Literally sat there and said, U.S. veterans acknowledge me. Like
US, United States military, but acknowledge me.
That would have been great.
And then walk the fuck out.
Get on your plane and go home.
Do a vignette so you don't even have to fucking put some fucking effort towards, like, we went from seeing, then that was the problem. They showed all the videos repeatedly of all their old shows that they did when they mattered, when Stone Cold was there, The Rock was there, Cena was there, everyone was there, and they literally gave us the biggest shit sandwich ever. I'm sorry, carry on, but God, if he didn't hit every single time he was there, except for when they were in Wilkes-Barre. And don't worry, when they were in Wilkes-Barre, that's actually on my list. Roman Reigns in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. He just made the list.
Yes, I still went with Roman solely because he is SmackDown. Even when he's not there, he's still the whole show.
Well, and he has been for years. Like, I think Vince just did a shit job building anyone else.
Yes, that's a big problem.
And Roman was just like, he came back with those big ass white teeth at SummerSlam, and we all went, SummerSlam, whatever the hell, we didn't see that coming. Remember, that was the tagline of that show. Didn't see it coming. Nisha. Like, God damn, I didn't see that coming. What? Roman's a heel. What? And the crowd, and he's carried the company since then. He really has.
Adding Heyman, and I mean,
hopefully Naomi comes into the factor.
I mean, the Usos still one of the best tag teams on the planet, but I don't know if they would have been. They're even elevated even further because of it. And then obviously Sami Zayn is just what he's done.
He's inhuman.
And so Roman's mine, and my second would be Seth Rollins because he has carried Raw.
Yeah.
For what?
No matter
Roman
who he's with.
For SmackDown, Seth has done for Raw, but completely different because Rollins keeps losing. But he still is.
By the way, everyone, Bloodline could have lost War Games. No one would have cared. No one would have thought about it. And everyone could have looked human. Granted, I'm pretty sure they're about to bury Sammy in this match with Cena and all that. So to start all of that. But yeah, Roman deserves it. I mean, the matches he's had have been, like, I'll give him that. Compared to his younger years, what his matches don't miss anymore at all. And everyone that he works with, to include Brock, which you can tell respects him and likes him and all that, but super giving and all of that. So it's been super elevated. I didn't like the ending of Clash at the Castle. I thought that, that was just dumb. And the burying.
That's the last man standing with all the chairs.
Him and Drew. I know Logan Paul knocked someone out.
Oh, yeah, that's when Sikoa came out.
Now, like, again, to minus Solo saying I want to do it on my own, it's a perfect move for him, because what else were they going to do with him in NXT? The way they built him there was nothing, like, that was his biggest problem. So kudos to him. It works.
Yeah.
I don't like burying Brock under a table and 75 chairs and just how much extra they did. Oh, look, it took him 93 times to finally keep him down. Like, you could have stopped that earlier, but Brock is, I liked Happy Brock. Brock made me smile, that whole run of Brock talking. Like, because when Brock talks, who cares if there's a script? Well, Brock's going off script. Something bad's going to happen. And him and Sammy together. What?
That was great.
Sammy, what?
That was
actually, I'm a vegan.
That was great. This actually might be
Brock's
one of my favorite years of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a vegan. What? F5. Everyone loves Sammy, which helped build Sammy to where he is now, which is why I think he should be on the list of best male performer, because Holy shit. He broke everybody. You know what the problem is in breaking everybody? Roman's the only one that's allowed to smile and laugh in that situation. When Heyman's just, there's Jay, just big shit eating grin, comes back on camera. Just, you can see him trying so hard, but Jimmy's just, thank God I'm not talking right now. Just with Solo's not even on camera because I'm sure he was losing his mind next. But how good is Sammy? What, we don't even see Solo, but didn't move the camera next to him at all. What, just stick at everyone else going, oh, this motherfucker. So Sammy's on my list just because he's made the bloodline better, which he saved the bloodline. There you go, because I'm over it. He needs to get rid of both titles if he's never going to be there, especially as they're not really pushing the United States Championship as anything that matters. The IC title, Gunther's doing good. US title, now, I mean, maybe, because again, as you said, I have to give Theory credit. Much as he hurt my head and I hated the gimmick, what? And everyone buried Triple H and then when, hey, look, I vanished. When they did all that to him, when he lost the Money in the Bank that way, I'm like everyone, what? It's okay. What? This will be a really good thing. I got a feeling. And it turned out okay. Why? I had a feeling. Look what they have him lose that way. Bang! He's suddenly back to what he can. I was one of
those. I said, and I wasn't a fan of Theory. I love what he does in the ring, but I was one of those guys like, what? That is the dumbest cash in ever. And
look how good it worked the next week.
They made it right. So I will give them.
That was one good thing they did. The one. And they didn't do many.
And I like to, I guess now thinking about it, I like to like. I mean, obviously he was never going to beat Roman, but even if like say Seth was the champion, I don't want him champion yet. Like just build that because he's going to be a great.
He needs it.
Great champion.
He's been super freaky talented since before he could legally wrestle in the country. Like he's that good. And I hated what they did with him when he had that WrestleMania match because it made no sense. I hated him going down and being dead. No offense. I'm just saying he played the idiot of the way. And then the selfie stick thing, what? This should have been where he was. What? Go, be you. Done.
Exactly. You could be cocky, arrogant, bad guy. That's fine.
He's good at it. He deserves it. For his age, he deserves it. He's that good.
He's the closest thing to Randy Orton we've had since Randy Orton.
Minus all the drugs.
Yes, minus all the drugs that we know of.
Don't worry, they'd find it. Female wrestler, I'm going with Mandy in NXT. Sorry. I mean, she was... I mean, and you actually, like, from where she was, you could believe it, to me. Like, she did carry... She was good. Compared to the main roster, like, she was... That's just me. She was NXT, because they were just here and there with Cora's and the Roxannes and the Wendy's, and they wasted our time with Tiffany Stratton, who, please, I don't care. You got fake rack, would just stay away. You hurt my head. Your first back handspring elbow when you missed by 9 years. That summed it up for me, with all those vignettes. But main roster, I got to give Rhea credit. Hopefully she gets that goddamn title shot and they get her away from that goddamn mulleted idiot. I hate him. Actually hate. Bianca's on the list, sadly. I just let her talk. What you hear in commercials and when she's talking to people, let her do that. I know it's supposed to be over the top, but can we just let her be her? Why? And lose every once in a while or just something. And then Becky's on the list as well because when she was there, it was great. When she came back, it was great. And she's been a shining star in a sea of shit. I thought the rest of the women's division has actually possibly taken a step back recently.
Yes, and it's a lot of story-driven stuff that's been bad. I put Bianca as my female, even though I am not the world's greatest fan of her.
Me neither.
Character that she plays and the way that they book her, but she is an amazing in-ring talent. I mean,
she's a freak. In the best way of meaning of that, she's a freak.
I mean, you could sit there and probably put a list of top 5 female matches this year, and she's probably in 4 of them. Like
that's the problem.
I mean, she's part of that is physically Charlotte's been gone for the whole year, but still.
By the way,
start Charlotte in there, but
keep that happening because she's going to come back and play the same character.
Yes.
At least everyone else evolves. She's just Charlotte.
If she comes back, maybe we can get rid of Ronda, and then we don't have to see her all the time, which would be nice too. Because Ronda,
I think they're still setting up Becky win the Rumble, then go on to beat Ronda to make up for her shoulder not being down. The second they said she was coming back, I just can't believe that's not how it's happening. Granted, Charlotte could be there too, and then Charlotte could lose again and not get pinned because she's still Charlotte. But God, could we just get rid of she's not any better? Like you had all these years off. What you didn't try to I don't know talk into a mirror or take acting classes so you could learn how to talk. Like in order to do this, you need to talk.
Yes.
Words need to come out of your that's terrible.
Yes, and I am interested to see on will they drop the title to Alexa? I don't think so, but
sadly,
just because I think this is all part of the bigger character driven thing, which I'm all for because Alexa was gone for a couple months, then they did the whole counseling and that was stupid, and then she came back and she was just there, and then she went away again, and then she's still just there.
It was desperately needed. I'll go and put it in. It was desperately she needed to. Like we're all what? Please God, stop this! And then she came back to therapy. Oh God, never mind. Please God, stop this! And then she just walked around going,
"Yeah,
no, really, please God, stop that." What?
That was god awful. And
what? Kill it. I'm not saying kill her. I'm saying kill that because she's done. That was the biggest problem on Raw. It was just Bianca and Bailey, and then Asuka, Alexa, and the other two jackasses were just there being fodder for 4 months.
And Rhea Ripley is, hanging out with the mullet.
Who has no charisma, by the way. They're all look. I didn't see it. Dom got arrested. Can we just please what?
That was so stupid because they did the exact same thing Thanksgiving. It's like, come on.
And this time he got please, what's
and it makes no sense. He's like, I watched it because I'm stupid, but it's like Ray's like, get out of my house. Stop.
You're also an Eagles fan.
Family. And then he walks out of the door and the cops are there. It's like, wait, who called the cops?
Watching the camera going, oh shit. Oh shit, what? He's back. It was just so can we just get to Ray and Dom having their match and they're gonna drag it out until April. That's the worst part. Happy New Year! Well, we get to see it again because we just.
Then it's just going to be upsetting because I think that's going to be the end of Ray. And I know for him personally, having his son be his last match would probably be cool, but his son is so bad. Bad.
He should have went back to NXT. Sorry, he should have went to NXT in the first place.
Yeah.
The mullet. And everyone yelled at me saying that I was.
If he goes to NXT, he's not going to get any better.
Well, guess what? They put him in Judgment Day. It's too late for that. If he just vanished as Ray's son and went and did that, at least there was a chance. Now that they put him into another big thing, he's done. He's buried. There's no saving him. And everyone yelling at me on the internet saying it's Cheap Heat. What? Doing the Three Amigos terribly. Cheap Heat. Saying he's better than Eddie. What? All that stuff he's doing. What? That's no, but it's Heat. It's Cheap Heat. But saying doing the Three Amigos. That's all Cheap Heat to try to just people just hate him. He doesn't need to do anything. He could be he cannot wrestle. What he's doing is Cheap Heat. Having Rhea save him all the time is Cheap Heat. Sorry to all the people that argue with me. There's nothing good about it. He sucks.
I mean, you can sum up his career by that clip of him standing there in his entrance and his pyro goes off and he jumps.
Here's his career.
Yes, it's bad. It's awful. Dead. I mean, he's a 5'10" skinny guy that's not athletic.
Jesus,
and he tries to be they tried to have him wrestle sort of Ray style. We're really his only shot is he needs to get in the gym, put on about 50 pounds of muscle.
30. At least we could believe him as a cruiserweight then.
Put on some muscle.
Shit, I'm bigger than he is.
And have him come out and fight people. Look like he can actually fight. No, he's a twig with a mullet.
The bad mullet.
Yeah, it's awful.
I'm not even trying to be a dick, but I agreed with Eddie's mullet. I know guys I was in the Marine Corps with I don't like it, but I agree with their mullet. Wonder why? Because they don't look like this.
Yeah. He's a stick with a mop on him
He
here.
sucks, and it's cheap heat. And there you are, everyone on the internet. But it's cheap heat. Call me whatever the hell you want. What cheap heat? What do the three amigos so people boo at him? What he could go out there stark bollock naked. We'll still be booing at him, not because of the cheap heat, because no one likes him because he has no charisma and no talent. Why do you think everyone else in the Judgment Day is looking up when they come out and there he is? Just we get like just can they excommunicado him? Holy shit! Let's get rid of the wellness policy, like whatever the hell AEW did when suddenly MJF came back 20 pounds heavier in a month and a half span. What? Get rid of the wellness boy. Get that bitch some muscle.
Yes,
I don't like big guys wrestling. What? I appreciate all the athleticism we have from the Ricochets and everyone else. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the look. He cannot talk. Like, this is just not even being a dick, but this is just what, like, Hannah looks at him and goes, the fuck is he still doing there? And she's never watched wrestling a day in her life until me. And she goes, he's still there? Like, yes, well, then they fired him. He sucks.
I can't
because his last name's Mysterio.
It's like, God, come on. Like, Hunter, like, what?
Do it. Have Priest beat the. We could believe Priest just mauling the fuck out of him. Donkey Konging him. And it's only 6 months later, he's in better shape. He has more muscle, so we can believe he can wrestle. No offense to him, but sorry, if people saw me in a ring, no one would think I could wrestle. The end. It's not being a dick. It's being a wrestling fan.
Because, I mean, even if you look at, smaller guys, I mean, throughout history, I mean, Jericho had muscle. Like a Dean Malenko had some kind of definition.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio himself had at least muscle definition. He has nothing.
He sucks. See how much? See, you know why we don't talk about Dom? Because even my cat, if you can hear that now, is pissed off because we talked about Dominic Mysterio.
No, and somehow that took over the women's division because Dom.
He is a woman.
That's sorry, the women.
He's worse than Rhea, Bianca, Alexa, Asuka, Liv. We just keep going. I mean, it's just never ending. But the whole way, like, I'm sorry, they have charisma. That's what you need. But it's entertainment. You need to be able to wrestle, have a look, and have charisma. He has zero, but he's still there. Why? Because his daddy's Rey Mysterio. And then he's going to beat his daddy in his daddy's last match. And we're all going to sit there and hate him even worse. And his career's going to last another, like, fucking till his contract's over. And if he hates his dad so much, why is he still Dominic Mysterio? Can someone with a brain in that company enlighten any of us? If he hates his dad so much in his family, why is he still Dom Mysterio?
I know he should have changed his name.
He can change it. He can't change it. He
should have called himself Guerrero.
Yeah, he can't change it on Twitter because that's just stuck. But he could change it in the ring, and he didn't, which is why they're half-assing it. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. Tag Team of the Year NXT. I'm putting the Creeds on there because I thought they had good matches with everybody throughout the whole year. Unlike Pretty Deadly, they just got there. There's a few people that have been inconsistent. I thought the Creeds were the most consistent. And then tag teams on the main roster, I have to give it to the Usos just because no one else has gotten consistent TV time. They've been here and there. They've tried to build people. People have gotten hurt. It's the Usos and the Creeds, and I like the Creeds. I hated them at the beginning. They got rid of Malcolm Bivens. Suddenly I like them because he just went to NXT, and we all went, NXT, AEW, whatever the hell it's called. We went, no one cares. It's like Ethan Page. No one cares. You're from Hamilton, Ontario. So was like Johnny Canine that blew up police stations and stuff. More people care about him than care about Ethan Page.
The tag team, you're definitely right. Yeah. Usos on the main roster. I mean, New Day, always solid stuff. I mean,
always solid. That's nothing against them.
They're.
I hated Big E going down. I hated them having Kofi take the pin, from Ridge a week later after Big E went down. I thought that was.
Yeah, I hate that.
I thought that was shit. No one will deny that shit. I'll keep saying it's shit. In case you didn't know, it's shit. It's shit. It's shit. And guess what? It's shit. It shouldn't have happened. But they're always there on top. The Viking Raiders. I don't know what to think. I mean, I'm glad they're actually letting. I'm sure this is them actually doing what they wanted to do, since Vince had them change their name 3 times in the first month they were there. I don't think they ever really had anything. Vince was just like, "What? The Viking Raiders, the Vikings, what? The Raiders." I
Raider
like
experience.
it was just dumb. I don't like Valhalla. I couldn't even tell that was Sarah Logan. No offense. First time I saw her, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" But guess what? Valhalla. I get to, we get to have Till Valhalla every time I lose. Another person I served with that killed themselves, just like Justin. So I don't like her being named Valhalla. I like the look of her doing something useful, and I think this is the best Viking Raiders we've had. Sustained, like this is the longest sustained they had, minus all the goofy shit in 2020, playing basketball and all that shit, which I still thought was violently entertaining.
It was.
You'll never hear me say what that sucked. What that was entertaining. Remember how ridiculous it was? I'm going, they're playing horse with. There's Ivar. Well, what the, axe throwing. Like, it was just, they did a good job, but I thought, they've had a good run here lately, but everyone else, I mean, they haven't used Imperium as a tag team. They haven't used Hit Row properly. I thought they've completely missed, but we'll get to that. I just the Street Profits, minus when he was hurt, was the next closest thing they had. And the Alpha Academy. I like the new Otis, him being serious, and I think it gives Gable something to do, because I think Gable is violently underappreciated for what he can do.
Okay.
Technically, he's phenomenal.
As far as a jobber tag team that you can still, you got to give them a win every once in a while. You can't lose every week. But I definitely put them up there. Brawling Brutes, even though
I like that Pete. Sorry, I like that Butch has gone back to his Pete Dunne gear and moves. I like that Hunter's. I'm sure that was one of the. Can I please go back to this? The Hunter's like, what? Paul's like, what? Let your what? Go at it, homie. What? After Vince was like, no, you need to be Butch. Can I kill myself? I'm not making jokes about suicide, but career-wise, a lot of people have killed themselves when they dealt with Vince. I give him credit for not doing it. Career suicide. Because Vince is all, well, you're doing it this way and deal with it, even if it sucks. And that's the biggest problem with Vince. But yeah, the Brawling Brutes, they've had some. Again, Ridge shouldn't have been there. Ridge broke his neck. Clearly, that was all on Ridge. I mean, Big E can only flip himself so much in his arms without him. Yeah. I know it's all Big E flipping, but when he's holding on to him, what he has to throw him properly too, for do the right motion for that. When he jumps and he's just holding him, what that breaks necks.
Yeah, and that's a downside. And then
but I don't think they built anyone else besides
the
really
beginning of the year. You had RK Bro. I loved everything.
I'll put them in the top 3 of the whole year.
I loved everything about that night.
Bro,
hated Riddle.
Yeah,
but and when they put them together, I'm like,
hey, I
shouldn't have thought it was gonna suck. Like, I should have known better, because Randy is respected enough that he's not going to just do something stupid like that and go along with it.
And he was so
and they're not going to let him. They're not. If he didn't want to do it, he wasn't going to do it. But
that was a good day at GameStop.
Yes. And I am upset that Randy got hurt, and we didn't get to see him again. We didn't get to see that match, because that would have been cool to see Riddle.
I hope he gets to come back. That's so we can see it down the road, because his back hasn't seemed to have the best of prognosis, I guess is the way. Like, it hasn't sounded good. So I hope we get to see.
When your finishing move is you basically jumping up and falling on your back.
And I've saw those interviews before he went away and went, man, if I only knew. Crunch. Like falling off a ladder is directly just, but I wish that I'll give them that. And again, Alpha Academy, RK Bro, Street Profits before the injury. But, even the New Day, even though sadly, I don't want to give the New Day credit for it, because we knew they were going to lose when they faced the Usos. Like, they still held it down and did all of it. Like, those matches, I'm sorry, I could watch the Usos and the New Day. They've never missed.
New Day going down to NXT
is.
Now, I wasn't as familiar. I don't watch as much NXT as you do.
I do.
I wasn't as familiar with that tag team they were facing, as I still can't even remember their name.
Pretty Deadly.
That match was great.
They can that's the problem. The Pretty Deadly can wrestle. It's just their gimmick. There's only so many yes boys I can hear before I'm going.
But
I'm
that
like,
match
what?
was
Let's
great.
fully extend the pen. Why?
I loved the spot where they all did the fake chair shot.
And there's the referee went.
That was great. I mean,
they put together great, and I'm a big fan. I hope God we're not going to see it. I hope that they stay down there for a while. Like all these other ones, we saw Ziggler go down there. He held the title and he left. We saw all these other. Let them stay. What the fuck are they going to do on SmackDown? What we got the Usos, the Viking Raiders, Hit Row, God. What? Let them stay down there and stay champions and work with all those guys because there's not a snowflake's chance in hell that they are not going to teach them a bunch of stuff that they didn't know.
Oh yeah,
it's physically impossible.
It would be the perfect spot if Big E ever gets cleared. I think something at the beginning of the year is they're having another.
I think he said March.
To see.
I think he said March. Yeah, so that would be someone's holding that. He comes back and then he can go and throw himself back into the title picture for NXT. Again, just because it's less of a work for his neck as it was so and it's a bit like I think that's a perfect thing. And again, just because he's done everything there, let him slowly build up there, do that to make sure everything's functioning perfectly fine before he moves up. Because what is the New Day going to do on the main roster? They've done literally everything.
Yeah,
they're perfect down there. They're one of those. It's like Ziggler when he got the title. It's like him being down here could be good, just like Finn. And no offense, him being down there as champion, I think was better than.
That's something they missed because they basically fired all the indie guys, and they're not hiring.
Right.
And they weren't going to hire any
Triple
more
H. Vince fired all of Triple H's guys that made NXT.
Yes,
literally. Anyone argue me that shit in the comments? I don't sleep at night. He fired everyone, and then we all sat there with 2.0 going.
Yeah. Ciampa was like the only guy he kept.
And he got rid of hell. He fired Joe just for Triple H to rehire Joe to make him champion for him to have a heart problem. And then Vince made him drop the title and then fired him again. Well, that proved the point. Joe was great. Joe's stuff with AJ and Brock was fun. You actually believed Joe was going to beat Brock, and Joe went out of his way to push Brock's buttons in the ring, talking. Like he did everything. Like you believed it, and then he still fired him. Like, I'm sorry, but Vince had, I don't agree with Triple H and everything he's doing now with people he brought back. I think he's missed the mark overall on that, but Joe didn't deserve that. And Vince fired everyone just because. And if they didn't fire them, no offense, we could lose 3/4 of the NXT roster and no one would know. But while we're doing that forever, match of the year. I know you have a bunch. I'm doing my NXT, and then you can have my NXT, then my main roster. Then you can have your list because I know you have one because I broke them up separately. I don't know if you watched it. The Creed Brothers versus Imperium versus Pretty Deadly when Pretty Deadly won. And we all went, the fuck just happened? That I thought was a fantastic match. And then I also have Braun versus JD McDonough versus Ilya Dragunov, which I thought was outstanding, even though Hannah looks at JD McDonough just like me and goes, you look at him from here, but you think he's a midget. When he has a midget gene. What? No offense, I have midgets that I know. What? I'm not picking on you, but he really doesn't look champion. And then match of the year for main roster was Becky Bianca at SummerSlam because I thought granted, it was against the 3 seconds their first one lasted. But I thought that was a fantastic match to start the show. Ricochet Santos Escobar in the SmackDown World Cup, final? I don't think anything will beat that. Like those two threw down and showed what they can do. And then Seth and Cody, whichever one you want to pick, how Seth and Cody did that match in Hell in a Cell with that pec, I'll never understand because that was hard to watch. But those are my matches between the two. I don't know what you have, but
for main roster, I had Cody and Seth in Hell in a Cell. Just what he did, that's just crazy. Roman and Seth at Royal Rumble, that was a great match, and it started Seth coming out in the vest and the Shield music. Just Seth is amazing at that. I just want to just those little things that make a match and tell the story in a
And
match.
those little
So,
things are what make the whole entire thing, and no one notices. Which is little shit like that. It was the same thing we expected, but little Easter eggs thrown throughout.
yes, and Seth is the master at that.
Yep.
I put Usos and Street Profits in the Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. That
was fantastic. Yeah, now that I
that
think
like
about it.
that was the match of the night on that card. Granted, I believe that was a one we didn't have Roman and all that kind of stuff because you had the Money in the Bank matches themselves, but that match was great.
I completely forgot about that. So touche.
Roman and Logan Paul at Crown Jewel.
That's why I didn't put it on my list because I saw your list before I was done. I went, for whatever you want to say about him, that match should not have been that good. But
and it
was
entertaining, and they told a story. You know, they almost made you believe. They almost made you think Logan was going to win a couple times,
and he put in so much effort to be able to do all of that. You could tell
that he then tears his,
and he kept going though. And, you know, if that proves that just like me with your ACL torn, you can keep going if you're not weak. Thank you, Logan, for finishing the match.
My match of the year, just personally, was Sheamus Gunther Clash of the Castle.
Oh, yeah, like that was on my list, but I saw you put it, so I didn't want to go.
I
didn't want to go and copy you. That was a wrestling. That's what wrestling is.
That's hands down my favorite match of the year.
That match was banger after banger after banger, and that was just in the same match. But they just, whenever we saw Sheamus get it, we're like, "Thank you, God!" Why? Because they beat the shit out of each other. That's all it was.
Much as I love the other matches, and Cody, everything he does, and Seth made it here on 2 different feuds with his matches. But that the part that was great was the fact that going into that match, you knew exactly what it was going to be,
and no one cared.
Still overdid it. Like it was still better than what I thought. Like I'm like, this is gonna be a great.
And it over delivered.
It was great. It was hats off to
the moment, to quote the phrase,
for them, and
let them go. Just let them go.
I really enjoyed Gunther, and I really want to know who's gonna be Gunther's feud going into WrestleMania season.
I like the Brock Lesnar. I like the Brock rumors.
I love the Brock rumors.
Who knows? But I could see him being one of the guys that Brock, because Gunther's stiff. Brock is very stiff. Yes. I could see him appreciating, and even if Gunther lost that one, and then they go into God please change WrestleMania fucking whatever the hell they call it.
Oh, Backlash or
there you go. Just let it be Backlash. What? Just let him go out there, and Gunther wins again. Brock's like, see you later. What? I'm out again. Just let them go. Like I wouldn't be mad if that's how Gunther lost his title. It's at 200 days now, I think. But
that'd be great.
Like just to let it happen. Like
it's believable. There's not a whole lot that's believable. Yep. I mean, I guess Braun Strowman. I think is that who he's fighting next?
They've used him shit since he came back.
Oh God, yeah, that's dropped the ball on that.
They've done it with a lot of them, sadly.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there's a biggest disappointment, and I have a lot. I have a lot across the board that sucked. Sadly. But moment of the year, Ziggler's return to NXT. I just think no one saw him winning the title.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah, so that one for me for NXT. And then again, the main roster, Brock and the Tractor, everyone remembers it. Cody's return, we all saw it, but it was still huge just because of the match they had. And then Cody and Seth with the Peck. Like Cody and Seth, I'm sorry, match and moment. Like he should not have had that good of a match with that Peck.
No, that most definitely not.
That shouldn't have happened. And Seth went from the guy that kicked your nose off your face to being able to have a complete, which shows his growth since, so I got to go with that for my moment. Again, sadly, NXT, I don't have that many. It's just who saw Ziggler winning. We all went, okay, he's coming down there like everyone else. And then he won, and we all went, okay. And then I was hoping he was going to stick around, and well, it lasted about 10 minutes. And somehow Robert Roode got hurt in the process and is now crippled because he hasn't done anything. But he's crippled and had surgery. Yeah. Granted, he's been wrestling for forever, so a neck fusion
makes sense. Yeah. And
But
then
your moment.
I had a bunch of yours. I throw in Liv Liv Morgan's cash in.
That was because
As
they did it differently. It wasn't just finisher done. Like they actually put some effort to let Liv do her thing. Granted, whatever happened after is after that.
but that moment still.
And the
And then
world still resonates with that right now.
my number one moment has to be Bray Wyatt returning. Even
Motherfucker, I
though
didn't even think about that.
I haven't 100% loved everything.
I thought they've done
It's mostly because I think it's just been really slow. They've been really drawing it out, which I can appreciate to a certain extent, but at some point, like, let's move on here and actually see what your vision is, other than 2 seconds every week on SmackDown.
yeah,
Like, I
you went
think
on that one.
that whole build up of him coming back, like,
They did it so good.
oh, that's
You
great.
were
And that's
sending me QR codes every like 10 minutes, it seemed. When
oh
you
my
guys
god,
were on point.
it
And
was
now we're
so
here and we're
good.
going, but who's Uncle Howdy?
You don't
Like
know.
they still keep a lot of like again, the same necklace as Bray Wyatt. I mean as Bo. I'm gonna say Bo. I'm not gonna go and throw the Bo leave. What? Like, no, bro. What? No, we're getting sideways. Ah, I think everything they've done has kept us in speculation, and I just have this feeling that Uncle Howdy is going to be someone no one saw coming. Though we all figure this, that Eric Redbeard has been thrown around, Bo's been thrown, a lot of people. I think we're going to go, didn't see that fucking coming. I think we're going to have one of those. And he finally had a match against him. Again, it was against Jinder. So, but, and he got to throw a shout out to his dear friend. Let's see if I can get my arms, imagine this
Great,
just
great.
farther out for Brody. You know what? Just let me have my, moment there. But I think they're finally getting to it. I think it's been the right way to do it. I have felt it going, but the world's going to freak out. What? Hurry up, because wrestling fans have about that much of an attention span anymore.
Yeah,
But I thought they've done it well, and I think it was a good thing for LA Knight to go back to LA Knight to get to do, because no matter what, it's Bray Wyatt, so he's up here. You
yeah.
can't see my arm, but he's up there, and I hated Max Dupree. If I didn't like this pen, I'd break it right now. I hated Max Dupree. Right now, how good the maximum male models were. Max Dupree went away. We don't see them anymore. We don't even see Maxine, which was the only thing holding it together. Maybe
Exactly.
maybe that's because Mansoor would have got murdered if he went back to his own country during that show if he was playing that gimmick. But who am I? I know I got yelled at by wrestling fans. Oh, you just like whatever Western country you come from. Like, yeah, because he can show up dressed as that gimmick. What if he did it in his own country? He'd be dead.
Yep.
Dead. Dead. Real dead. Not coming back dead. What? So, yes, I like my Western country that I come from. What? I've been over there. What? He'd be dead. Which is the same reason MVP couldn't go and had to get mauled by whoever the fuck. I don't even remember who it was anymore. He had to get the brakes beat off him by Brock, probably. Why? Because he denounced his, Islamic faith, and he can't go because that is punishable under death in that country. What? That's why I like it. And
Yeah.
God damn it, get over it, because I want to see Sami Zayn have his moment there because damn it, he was so over. God, Sammy's done such a good job this year.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this is even better than his late run in NXT, which was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
This is the best he's done. But anyway, most improved, because I even
Liv
wrote it
Morgan.
down. I'm going to say NXT, Mandy Rose, just from where she
Mandy,
was. Apollo, just because he had no character. He was just there for 2 months. Vince called him up, and he had nothing for years, so he deserves it for where he was. Everyone else at least had a character. He was just Apollo, and that was it. He could wrestle. He had no character. And then most improved, Jey Uso on the mic. Even Hannah looked at me the last 2 weeks ago and went, man, he really can't talk nowadays, can he? Like, what? When she's noticing from not being a fan going, God, he could talk now. He's gotten better. So good for him. And then Liv Morgan, hell, just between Raw and day one was night and day. From then, she's done fantastic. She's earned everything she's gotten. bitch
Yeah,
about it. I'll
her
argue
title
it.
run was a little disappointing,
Well, yeah, but again, those
but
are her bookings.
it's not her fault.
Yeah, she got what? You're gonna do this. Okay, this is the finish. Okay, whoever booked that did her zero favors. Like if
Yeah.
you thought that was gonna work, call me and him.
Yeah, I
I'll
definitely.
give you a finish that won't bury her as champion. I'll find something. If you guys all went, yeah, that sounds great. Because there's all of us fans going, crushing cans into our heads like Bluto in Animal House, like that sucked. It wasn't her fault. She did what she was told. But wrestling skills, never mind how over she was. She was wrestling skills from just that match on Raw with Becky to day one, night and day, completely different human being.
Yep, and that's for
So we
the
got
women's
Mandy and
division.
her.
The women's division as a whole definitely took a step back. I mean,
I think they did.
but she has
They
surpassed them.
we got
Like,
Ronda as
if you
one,
would,
and they were highlighting Bailey and damage control for 4 months against Bianca. Like that shows you how bad the women's division is. That's all they had
I
for 4 months.
and then there's just some disappointment. Like, God, Shotzi has been awful since being called up, and I was a big fan of hers in NXT.
I don't know if my arm's even. Hold on, my arm. What? See, it doesn't look the same on camera.
God, awful. And I mean,
she's been terrible.
And then they bring.
I've gotten yelled at on Twitter. What? That was like what? That sucked. Well, so you try to do it. It's like what? She's been training for 5 years to do it. What? It shouldn't suck.
And they've brought Emma back to do absolutely nothing.
It sucked. Here we go. Disappointment. Emma. Thank you for reminding me how bad that's been. Came back to lose to Ronda and then nothing. Her flirting with Madcap. Like what? We know they're together. What? Like, let's move on from that and just like, how about we actually give her something? And she's all very happy. Yeah, because you're getting paid.
That's been bad, and on the Raw side of the female division, Mrs. Wrestling there, that has been bad.
It's been very.
Mr. Wrestling has been bad too, which makes me very sad.
Like he was so good, and I saw a bunch of articles earlier. Like, but it's not them. Like it's just.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But,
yes, Candace has
it's
been
really, as far as most improved. It's Liv and Mandy.
Candace
You could just throw names in there. Austin. Obviously, he keeps Austin Theory keeps getting better.
Apollo, great. Theory getting to be Theory, great. Otis, I think Otis keeps doing better stuff as he goes along. I do. Compared to where he was with his hair and his like.
Definitely, yeah. As far as a big guy,
look at that. My finger actually pointed at someone properly. What? Her right there in all of her denim, which she doesn't wear on her adult content site. If you have $400 to look at it, which, well, I don't because I'm poor. But Otis is good. Like they've had a lot, but Liv is number one just because.
Yeah.
That match on Raw, we all went, oh, please don't do that again. Then with day one, her and Becky were like, what? Please do that again. She went from, oh, God, to really good. And the whole hardcore thing, like, that's what, I mean, I know it's probably her idea. Like in Triple H, Paul, Hunter, whatever you want to call him, still is actually listening to people, which Vince never did. I think that's fantastic. Listen to what they want to do. What? How do you think the Attitude Era started? What? Let them be them. Turned up to all the way.
Yeah.
But, and anyone that says Vince needs to come back, unsubscribe. Vince doesn't need to come back. Please, God, no. If you think he needs to come back, you're not a wrestling fan. You're an asshole. Jesus Christ. I know 40-year-olds that could predict the whole entire pay-per-view's results. That's how bad it was. 4-year-olds that are trying to figure out, not peeing in the middle of the night and like all these things. Then what? He's going to lose. They're going to lose. What? They're going to lose. He doesn't need to come back.
Nope.
The end. Best newcomer, Roxanne Perez. Again, just because she gets number one in NXT, just because she was the first ever Ring of Honor Women's Champion, which means, and that was before Tony and all that, which means they saw something and she has it. I just think that Mandy's firing expedited it. I thought they were going to drag it on, like TA gets involved and they drag it out to stand and deliver, to give her more months to, build. That was in my heart. Again, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Fuck off. I thought they were going to build it, longer just because of that, because she obviously is the one. No offense to Core or anyone else. I thought she was the one to do it, but she gets, the best newcomer there. And then I want to say Imperium on the main roster just because of where they've held Gunther this whole time and the fact that I hated him not going up and becoming Giovanni Vinci because it was fucking stupid. He had like 4 matches and he was back up right away. Why can Vince not call up the whole group? Ever. He always holds someone back. But I'm sorry, they were both fantastic. Look at them now. It's Imperium, where it should be.
Imperium.
So, they've done better.
My newcomer is actually Logan Paul.
I put this. There you go.
Two matches. He had the WrestleMania with tagging with the Miz, and then he fought the Miz.
Unbelievable.
And he held his own in that match with Roman. And
everyone forgets what's his name? The guy that was in the match with the Miz, Morrison, and Priest the year before. Yeah. Not Pitbull.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, there you go. We're all Bad Bunny, the best celebrity match ever. And then when Logan Paul, we're going, who the hell is that guy? We all forgot about that was that good. That was fantastic, but no one can say anything. But that guy was too bad his knee blew out.
And I'm upset because I really think what it would end up being if his knee in WrestleMania, we'd get him and Pat McAfee as
it all depends on how quick he hurries up, how quick he heals. I got ran over. My pelvis was in a million pieces. I was ready to walk within 3 weeks. The VA couldn't get me an appointment within 3 weeks but they got the x-rays and they're like, you're good, but we have to wait until you can see your doctor for them to approve it. I'm like if Logan's one of them, this, it could happen quick. And again, I know ligaments aren't like bones, but they can be if you have the right, physiological, I believe is the word right there, but that could be really good. And I'm sorry, he above and beyond. No one thought that. I said his WrestleMania match, I think this is going to be great. I was one of the very few on the internet before that match. And then everyone loved that match. Well, what, I fucking told you so. What? Do you see what he did with The Miz? What? To do that. As he admitted, he never even went to training. He just went at it. You could tell he put in effort to go with Roman. And this is going to be killer. And it was best match of the year. No one, even that, I thought it was going to be a good match. It overdid all of my expectations. That match was better than anyone thought it was going to be. I'm sure even Logan didn't think it was going to be, as iconic as it was. And I think he's a dick. I listened to him on the internet. I'm like, what? Just stop talking. But damn it, that was good.
It was very good. And that's why, he's my newcomer, if you will. So that's what I go with.
You get a no one cares. Canada, stop calling me. Told you I was doing. I even texted him and told him I was busy. And that wins right there. Yeah, because again, I completely somehow Logan wins. That was good. And again, I like that match better than Bad Bunny, and I like that match better. That match was 1,000 times better than what he did at WrestleMania with Miz. Yes. Granted, he was the only one that had to do anything, so he had to do more. Yeah. But he could have done exactly what he did at WrestleMania, and it still would have been a fantastic match.
Yep.
Without him going as far above and beyond as he did. But the biggest one, disappointment to end it. I'm going to go with the Mandy situation. Thanks, Albert, Tenzai, Matt Bloom, whatever the fuck you want to be. Wasn't hurting anyone's feelings. No one even knew it was a real thing until you fired her. And look how much money she made since she told us it was a real thing. You didn't have to fire her. For one. Vince, and again, Giovanni Vinci. He should have just went up and been Imperium. They should have kept them together too. Building of talent around like they built it so well. That's why you have a main roster guy come down every other person because they haven't built anything under Vince. It was just, no offense, 2.0 in the tie dye. And then main roster, damage control, absolutely hasn't hit anything. Not at all. Hit row without swerve, hasn't hit anything at all. Ronda as a champion, holy shit. Enough said. And let's see how a lot of people, to include Emma that you mentioned and Cross and all them, haven't been used since they came back there, put in this spot, and then they haven't gotten there. That's a big one. But the biggest thing that has pissed me off more than anything, before you give me your list, is Roman Reigns. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Acknowledge me. Hey, buddy, what? It's funny how you're in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and you say the city name. What? Is Wilkes-Barre that hard to say? Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The only building I've ever seen wrestling in my entire life live. What? And I get a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Acknowledge me. Like, nah, bitch, what? Wilkes-Barre. Holy fuck, you work 1 day a month. You could figure out how to say the name of the fucking city, you fucking lazy piece of shit. You're still doing everything great. But Solo and Jay and Jimmy and fucking Sammy, not even Paul, have been doing all the work for you this entire year. Sorry, you've worked 8 days. Look, I broke the camera when I did that. I don't even care. You fucking lazy piece of what? Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Like, you don't say that anywhere else in Pennsylvania to include live shows. You fucking lazy, degenerate piece of shit. In fact, I like the degenerates and degenerationics. You're just a lazy asshole who works 12 minutes a year, 5 of which you're staring at the crowd during commercial going, with your fucking tan and your big ass white chiclet teeth. It's called Wilkes-Barre. Don't acknowledge every other town you're in the whole entire year and get to Wilkes-Barre and go, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. What, you fat, lazy, fucking gelatinous, cancer-ridden piece of shit. Guess what? I'm fat and gelatinous. At least I can say fucking Wilkes-Barre. And I don't fucking work 7 minutes a year and make fucking millions of dollars. Figure out how to say it. The Rock did. Stone Cold did. RVD did. Kane did. Jericho did. All of them. When Vince's fucking limo exploded when he closed his door, that was in Wilkes-Barre. Vince still said it. How about you figure it the fuck out? You are the biggest disappointment of the whole entire fucking year because you're on top of the world. You don't have to do anything. You can even figure out how to say fucking Wilkes-Barre. You don't even, I get why no one could years ago. What? They were wrestling 2 or 3 times a day and 6 days a week. 28 days a month. What? What the fuck is your excuse? You lazy piece of shit. Carry on. I'll even unplug the microphone so I can't say anything anymore. You lazy piece of shit. It's not even like you're working. I was there during the Attitude Era repeatedly. What? They all said it. No, that's too much work when you fly in that day and then you fly out fucking after you're done talking. You fucking worthless sack of shit. If you're going to be the only champion, the least you can do is actually try. Carry on, my wayward son. I'm just going to stare at my phone now.
Yeah, I have one and one only, and it's Dexter Lumis.
That motherfucker, like, if my shirt wasn't horrifically dirty for me murdering it while I was home, because I was just fucking cold, so I didn't take it off because it was fucking cold. And it was 65 when I left. It was 50 when I got there. It was negative 10 3 hours later. What? My shirt wasn't coming off. What? I didn't care if I was inside. I still had to go out to the car. I let the dog out. What? If it didn't stink so bad. But Dexter deserves. I just wish they did the story better.
The story's horrible.
Like they drug it out too long. Like that, if they cut if they cut 2 months out of it, it would have been fantastic.
I don't even know.
They drug it out for what, 4 months now?
The ending part is just stupid. And now you've gotten Johnny Gargano like, oh, we don't got nothing for you to do. So here, we're going to throw you in the middle of this. And that is the worst storyline.
Like, I can't believe they agreed to it.
That is probably the worst storyline of the year.
I
I
am
mean,
very happy
sure, if
that
I think hard enough, I can come up with something Dominic
shit,
Mysterio-y, but
you and me can drink a few beers and go, how about we do this? Why? Because it doesn't suck. Hey, but it doesn't suck, and everyone's just
awful.
Hercules.
And
That shit sucks.
if we could stop doing backstage and on stage poker events, like that part was dumb.
Yes, I put that all over Twitter. What? This is the what? How about we just don't see Corbin again for another 6 months? What? And he comes back as the lone wolf. He beats the living shit out of JBL. Like, because this is terrible, terrible.
Yeah,
like this isn't even slightly good. Terrible. What? This is how you brought him back.
this
Like
this guy,
JBL wearing a fucking clown suit that's 4 sizes too big. Like this is what we did. This is
I know. And to think, like Baron Corbin ate dog food,
like
and
all you had
now
to do
he's
is have
doing
him come back.
and that wasn't the most disappointing part of his career.
Like the lone wolf. That's all you had to do. What? No, we have the modern day wrestling jackass. Thanks, God. When I say God, I mean whoever's running WWE. I don't mean God. Because I love God. Whoever's coming up with this shit with, and as Vince was, everyone considered Vince to be the god of the company. Why? Because it was either his way or the highway. He was the company. He felt he was the company. I'm not disrespecting God. He literally thought he was there. Hell, he even had an angle where he was fighting God. Tells you how fucked up he was. But yeah, I think Loomis deserves better. And again, I'd be wearing that shirt, but it got murdered in the laundry.
Loomis deserves better. I mean, even the Miz,
and he's done everything
better.
so much. Yes, he does. Like him pulling the. I was on Twitter. He's pulling the. I'm married. I don't like. Let's stop. Like this is the best. Like I don't even want to listen to him, and this is the best they came up with.
Yeah, that's bad. It's just bad. And then the disrespect you put Johnny Gargano in that.
It's
like
just
you can't think of anything to do with Johnny Gargano.
with everything he's done, but
Shit,
that's
go the
all.
AEW route and just have him fight Ricochet every other week, or like.
At least it'd be something, which they haven't.
I mean, I'm so excited for Johnny. I was so excited for Johnny Gargano coming back, and like nothing. And
they deserved it, just like his wife, and then they stuck her into getting attacked by Damage Control, and then it turned into nothing because literally they had Damage Control, and that's all they did in the women's division for 4 months
with their horrible entrance music.
Look, I didn't even fuck up my fingers that time. Once again.
Yes, bangers for bangers. But yeah, that's
Jesus Christ. At least Sheamus had bangers after banger but they just sucked. And their song, I hear it every time, and I get angrier every time when it's bad dog shit. But
so bad.
That seems like a good place to end it. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to share it the fuck out, or you'll hear my angry words. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back soon. And until we meet again, bye.